I am doing my weekly makeup basket today, and yeah, I'm kind of feeling so-so about some of the products, but anyway, let me get right into this. So for primers, I have two of them because one, I have only two, maybe three uses left in it, and then it will be finished. It is the Makeup Forever HD Foundation Primer, and I'm right here. So not too much left in this little guy. It should be gone, hopefully, by Tuesday or Wednesday. So when that runs out, I'll replace it with the Laura Mercier Foundation Primer in the shade Radiance. And this is just a really glowy, beautiful primer. You can actually put this down before your foundation, or you can mix it in with your foundation or your BB cream, whatever you're using. I did do the calculations with this little thing, and you actually, the size that's up from this one, the one that's $19.50 of the Laura Mercier primer, is actually $1 more than if you bought two of the L'Oreal Magic Lumi primers that I was talking about, that I just finished in my project pan. So I would much rather pay $1 more and get the same amount of product for this size of the Laura Mercier. And if you actually buy the bigger one, that's, I think it's about double that price. I think it's like 40 bucks or somewhere around there. It's cheaper than if you bought, you know, 3 or 4 of the L'Oreal ones. So I thought that was kind of crazy. But anyway, this is the primer I'm using. Went off on a little tangent there. So I have a concealer that I have to use underneath my foundation because it's slightly yellow. It just doesn't match exactly, and it tends to crease if I put it on over the foundation. So this is the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in the shade NW20. I think if they made it NW18, because NW15 is too light, NW20 is too dark. I'm right in the middle somewhere, but anyway, I throw this on before I put on my foundation, and if I do that right underneath my eyes, then it doesn't crease. If I put it over, it does, like I just said. For foundation, I grabbed like a deluxe sample. I think I got this in my Ipsy bag, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago. This is the Yabby Natural Finish Liquid Foundation. So it's just a little sample like this, but against the back, there's a hole in it. Well, I mean, there's a part where you can see through it, and it looks that it's about right here for the foundation. So hopefully this won't be in my makeup bag for more than 2 weeks, but I'm trying to use that one up. And then for on top of my foundation, I have two concealers. I know, I'm trying to get through a lot of concealers. So first off, this is the Revlon Photo Ready Concealer in the shade Light Medium. This is quite orangey yellow, so I just use this right in this area here. That's the only place that I use this. This is in my project pan that I just barely started. And then for a brightening concealer, if I want any brightening effects, this is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Vanilla. I've talked about this a gazillion times. For powder, I have the Revlon Nearly Naked powder. I used this today. I've got some pretty major pan showing on this. It's getting kind of difficult to apply onto my face with my big kabuki brush, so I think I'm going to have to repress this all into the center. Again, I'll link that video where I showed you guys how I do that down below if I remember. So using this guy for all over the face. If I want some highlighting in the center area of my face, maybe like on the top of my cheekbones if I don't want to go too crazy with my highlighter, I have the Laura Mercier Matte Radiance Baked Powder in the shade Highlight. This is just a really subtle powder that you can actually build it up and have a really high shine highlighting effect on your cheekbones and stuff, or you can just use it really lightly and it's quite subtle, but I love that stuff. For bronzer, I have my little deluxe sample of the Tarte Parquet Avenue Princess. I love this stuff. I'm so happy to be back to using this stuff instead of my Too Faced one. I love the Too Faced one, but this is probably my holy grail bronzer. for blush, hey, I was so happy to have this. This was my reward for doing my project pan that I just barely finished up. This is the blush from MAC from the new Simpsons collection that they just released. This is the one in pink sprinkles, and this is the blush that is available at like MAC stores or the MAC counters inside like a Macy's or Dillard's or something. So here's the blush. It's just a really easy pink shade to wear. It does have Marge Simpson embossed in the inside. Oh, I'm so happy to have this. And it's super easy to wear. It's easy to blend out, and I wouldn't say that it's sheer, but it's buildable. So loving using that stuff. I've only used it like twice. And then for my actual highlighter, this is the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Soft and Gentle. And I have hit pan on this. The pan, I've just been working over in this edge over here, so this is pretty close to hitting pan in this area, but this is pretty much clear full on that side. I love that stuff. I'm so happy to be using that one again as well. For eyebrows, just, you know, the regular kind of a thing. This is my Maybelline Master Shape in the pencil that was discontinued, so it has the plastic pencil right here instead of the wood that they changed it with. This is in the shade Deep Brown, I believe, and then I'm just setting that with my Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. For my eyes, I got a couple options this week as well. So for my my base, I have the Maybelline Color Tattoo in the shade Shady Shores, and something extremely exciting happened last week. Let me show ya. I actually hit pan. I've noticed that these limited edition shades that Maybelline puts out, this one in particular, it's quite sheer, so I feel like I almost have to put double the amount that I would regularly put on my eyes. I don't know, maybe it's just supposed to be a really sheer wash of color, but I kind of like the shade to show up a little bit, so I had to put a layer down, let it dry for a little bit, and then put another layer down. So really excited that I hit pan on this. Let me give you a little swatch of that. It's kind of like a light yellow, like a mustard yellow almost. And then it almost has like a green duochrome. You're probably not going to see the green duochrome in this fluorescent lighting, but yeah, you're probably not even going to be able to see that at all. Let's just look at it in the pan. So that's it right there. And then I have this little sample guide. This is the Stila Kitten Magnificent Metals Eyeshadow. This is just a little mini size of them. These are the coolest things ever, but I found these feel almost identical to the e.l.f. Oh gosh, what are those called? It's almost like a whipped texture. e.l.f. has out some items that are quite similar to this. It's kind of like a squishy whipped formula. It feels like a cream, and you can either get just a teeny bit on your finger and have it kind of sparkly, or you can get a lot on and have it be incredibly like a opaque, not an opaque, but an incredibly thick, sparkly shade on your lid. So that's it right there. They do look quite metallic. This is probably the worst lighting I've ever had to work with, but you know, you can kind of get the gist of it there. I really like this thing. The only way that I've enjoyed using it is I'll dab my finger in, so I just get a little bit on my ring finger and then I just dab it over my eyelid, and then that way I have flecks of the shimmery material instead of just a like completely metallic eye. So I think that's the best way that I found to use that. For my eye palette this week, I'm back to my Naked 3 from Urban Decay. These are the shades in here. And I'm trying to do, when I throw an entire palette into my weekly makeup basket, I like to try and do a different eye look every single day, so I'm not stuck with, you know, 2 shadows being close to hitting pan and then the rest of them look like I haven't even touched them. I don't like that. I like to experiment around with the majority of the shades. Okay, eyeliners. For my waterline, I have the Rimmel Scandaleyes Waterproof Liner in Nude. I have it in today. It just kind of makes you look a little bit more awake. I love these things. They're about $4 at Walmart or Target, Kmart, wherever you go to shop, Rite Aid, Walgreens. And then for eyeliners, I have 2 here. So I'm working with the one that's in my project pan. This is the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in the shade Empire. This is a really deepened purple shade. So I'll put this down a little bit towards the outer part of my lid and then only bring it about halfway over. And then I'll use a liquid eyeliner or a pen eyeliner over the top. This is the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner in the shade Trooper. That's what I used today. Just ran it right over the top and it seemed to work perfectly well. It kind of gets rid of that shiny finish that the Kat Von D one leaves on my lids just by itself, because it doesn't dry down as a matte black liner. It definitely has a sheen to it. For mascaras, for my bottom lashes, I have my Clinique Bottom Lash Mascara. Again, this is what the brush looks like. This is a super teeny brush. I've mentioned this before, but it's about the size of my pinky nail. It's kind of a pain because it's so small, but because it is so small, I can get every single last one of my little lashes on the bottom line. And then for my mascaras, I'm layering them again. I'm starting with the Benefit Bad Gal Lash just for the first coat of mascara. This one feels pretty dry, but I can still get an entire coat of mascara on my eyes, so I'm still sticking with this guy as the first mascara until it dries out. And then for the second or the top coat of mascara, I'm using this little Yves Saint Laurent Mascara Volume Effect Faux Cils Baby Doll Mascara. I have no idea if that's the entire full name or if it's just called Baby Doll. So anyway, for lipstick, I'm using my CoverGirl Honeyed lipstick. It's just a really nice nude shade. That is it right there. It's a nude with just a little bit of pink. Just has a pink hint to it. I love this stuff. It's one of my favorite nude shades. And then the other option that I have is the Revlon Just Bitten Kissable Balm Stain in the shade Precious. And this one is a pretty basic nude shade. That's it right there. It just gives, it kind of blanks out your lips and gives more of a sheen. This CoverGirl one is a little bit more matte. It's probably considered a satin finish, but this one, this balm stain is definitely more of a shiny finish. Then for glosses, I'm so happy about these. I have 2 of the lip glosses from the Simpsons collection from MAC. This one is Red Blazer. This is like a beautiful bright fuchsia shade. There is Red Blazer, and you can put it on pretty thick or you can just dab a little bit on and kind of blend it out. Same with this one. This is more of a, I think this one's going to be great for fall, for me anyways. This is the lip gloss in the shade Itchy and Scratchy and Sexy. And of course, you know, Itchy and Scratchy is the television show that they watch on The Simpsons, but that's the shade right there. It kind of looks identical to my nails. I didn't do that on purpose, but anyway, just more of a purple shade. And then for my perfume for the week, I'm so excited that I found this. I found this at, I believe it was TJ Maxx or Ross. I can't remember which one, but I ran out of my full size of this, and I found the next size down. I think this is like, what, 1.7? Yeah, this is the Ed Hardy Love Kills Slowly perfume. I think that's what the name of this one is, but oh, this one is so sweet. It smells like a strawberry sweet kind of a scent. I love this thing. I don't even care if it's Ed Hardy. I just love it. So that's my makeup basket for the week. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button so my videos are automatically uploaded into your feed. And I'll see you guys in the next video.